Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Chucker TV and the Grand Champions Polo Club. My name is Steve Lane, and we are here at South Florida in Wellington getting ready to get in the third game of the Top Pony 8 goal. And we've got two teams on the field. We've got 8 players. We've got 2 umpires, and we are getting ready for the first bowl in. The umpires calling the players to the bowl in, so we're getting ready, and here we go. We'll get to the teams as time goes on. We have Beverly Equestrian in green on your left and Elipse Polo in white on your right. 2 8-goal teams playing on the flat, and here we go. Marco Soneto and Gaston Dorniak, the 2 mounted officials on the field, and we've got Nico Sainz. He's going to drop it off to Hilario Figueres. Now Nico Sainz on the ball. Nico Sainz sends it on down the field, trying to get past one white jersey. He's going straight towards goal. He gets by Santi Gonzalez, and wow, what a quick score on that. No, just so Beverly Equestrian, and playing for Beverly Equestrian in the green is Catherine Brenzel at 1. Bill Ballhouse at 2, and actually that was a goal. The flag judge waved it down below, but now raises it. So that was a goal for Beverly Equestrian very quickly. And playing number 3 for Beverly Equestrian is Nico Sainz at 5 goals, and playing back Hilario Figueres, a regular on this team. Ball's back in play, and here comes Nico Sainz. Nico Sainz going to send it up to Bill Ballhouse. So Bill Ballhouse on a breakaway, carrying the ball towards goal. Can he get that next shot over? No, just outside. So scoring on their first drive, but missing the goal on the second drive. So Beverly Equestrian taking charge early here in this first period of play. So a knock in by Elipse Polo, and Louis Devilax will do the honors on that. And that might be Robbie Bilbao. These white jerseys, numbers a little bit hard to tell on the back of them, so we'll have some mix-up here and there, and this looks like Robbie Bilbao in those orange leg wraps, and here comes Nico Sainz, going to try and run him down. Ball popped up in the air. Can he get it out of the air? And no, but Nico Sainz gets a stick on it and continues to get the ball. However, it's stolen back by Robbie Bilbao. Bilbao sends players down the field. Nico Sainz going to stay back with him. Nico Sainz now on the right. Whoa! And you know, when you see that play, as an umpire, you are 1,000% sure that somebody is wrong when both players, one of them trying to do a back shot, one of them trying to do a forward shot, both on the offside. Somebody is wrong. So the umpires sort that out, and it looks like we're going to have a penalty 5B in favor of Beverly Equestrian. Now this field does run east and west, and we have a strong wind. I heard about 15 to 20 mile an hour wind blowing from the east to the west, and if you're looking at the center field camera, left hand side would be the west and the right hand side the east. So at this point in time right here, Hilario Figueres does have a penalty 5B with the wind at his back. Is he going to take advantage of it? No, he's going to work it. He's going to work it, and Louis Devilax stays back to keep him honest, and here comes Nico Sainz. Nico Sainz trying to get around Bilbao. Umpires say use it. He sends a shot down to Hilario Figueres. Hilario Figueres, the ball's deflected, but he picks it up. Hilario still on the ball, being chased by Bilbao. Bilbao gets a bit of a hook, but Figueres gets a little help from the pony, and here comes Baldo Pomonique. Pomonique overrides. Picked up by Figueres, sent over to the boards, and the umpires, Bilbao was dead on that ball. Figueres was wide to the left, and here comes Baldo Pomonique carrying the ball on the offside. Now the near side, being chased by Nico Sainz. Unable to keep that play going. So here comes Santi Gonzalez. Santi Gonzalez, a -1 goal player, but we've got an umpire's whistle on that play and a possible right-of-way violation down there in front of that Elipse goal. So Gaston Dorniak and Marco Soneto come together, discuss that play. And we'll see about ball placement right here. And we've got the first courtesy horse change of this game taking place right now. And the courtesy horse changes are done in the first tournament of the Grand Champions 2021 season here in all tournaments. And sometimes the horse is not quite fit, ready for the season yet. But also it helps the horses recoup. And actually I think it's a bit of an advantage, because if a player has a very good horse, a top horse in his string, you might see that horse maybe in the first part of the third, or the first part of the first period, maybe the second part of the third, and you might even see it back in the sixth period of play as well. So it looks like this foul is going to go in favor of Elipse Polo, giving them a chance to tie up the score. 1-0 so far in favor of Beverly Equestrian, scoring very quickly right out of the first bowl in. And that penalty 2 is made for Elipse Polo.
Number 3.
So Robbie Bilbao puts that penalty 2 right on through. And the players will come back to the center for the bowl in. As I mentioned, 6 teams in this tournament, cross bracket play, so each team gets 3 games. And playing for Elipse Polo, Santi Gonzalez at 1, Baldo Palmonique at 2, rated 4 goals. Robbie Bilbao at rated 5 goals, playing number 3. And Louis Develac playing the number 4 position. Ignacio Sainz sends it into a pony. He comes back, retrieves the loose ball. Ignacio now going to be backed up by Figueres. Sainz trying to get around Robbie Bilbao. And he sends the ball on down to Figueres. However, a back shot by Palmonique. Robbie Bilbao on the ball, sending players on down the field, and he hits a shot, and Palmonique has got to jump on the last man. Here comes Palmonique going to goal. Baldo right on through, tying up the score here in the first period of play. So Baldo, Elipse, turning things around right here, and with a score of 2-1, puts them out front. So Beverly Equestrian the first to score, but Elipse Polo coming back with 2 goals of their own. So we've got a ball game going on here. It'd be nice if we see this nip and tuck back and forth, the lead changes, and both teams hitting away, using players. And once again, going this way, an advantage for the wind here with Ignacio Sainz out front. Here comes Robbie Bilbao. He picks up the loose ball, told to leave it. And Bilbao working the ball towards center. He's got Santiago Gonzalez downfield, and a little bit of a hook by Figueres. Figueres going to check up, play the ball on the near side on this great pony. Figueres trying to turn it around. He rides through the hook, but Robbie Bilbao comes back to pick up the ball. Robbie Bilbao is trying to get around Hilario Figueres. Bilbao with a neck shot over to the left-hand side of the field, and here comes Louis Develac. Louis still on the ball. 0-goal player. Looks like a nice 0-goal player. And here comes Hilario Figueres. Figueres unable to get that ball going as he's hooked. And here comes Baldo on the great pony of his own, trying to stay out in front of Figueres. Baldo worked the ball forward, but now Figueres has come and met his match, and here's Sainz. Sainz turned it back around. The first horn is gone. He's got 15 seconds to carry the ball down the field, but unable to keep it going, and Bilbao's going to turn the ball around. Bilbao better shoot now. Into the wind, going into the wind. Probably won't shoot, but he's got 4 seconds now on the clock. So it looks like we've got a ride-off, and this ball is going to be left on the field for the second period of play. When we come back, we'll have a bowl in where the ball was when the whistle was blown. So a score at 2-1. Stay with us on Chucker TV for this Super Sunday morning game of the Top Pony 8 Goal. Welcome back, everyone, to Chucker TV. I'm Steve Lane, and we are getting ready to start the second period of play in the Top Pony 8 goal. This is the third game in this tournament. 6 teams in the tournament, cross-bracket play. Everybody plays 3 games. Top 2 teams in each bracket go to the finals. The finals scheduled for Saturday, March 6th. And this, I believe, is the 5th tournament going on at the Grand Champions Polo Club. 19 tournaments scheduled for this year. So a lot of polo to be played at Grand Champions Polo Club. And, of course, don't forget today at 4 o'clock, another game in the $100,000 World Cup. And Marco Zanetti has players lined up, and the ball's back on the ground to the players. And Signs, Nico Signs, sends one downfield, but it's into ponies. Hilario Figueres unable to get back to it. And Baldo with a back shot. Picked up by Signs, and here comes Figueres. Figueres going to turn the ball towards the outside of the field. Figueres got room to work, being chased by Bilbao. Oh, tough luck there for Figueres, and Bilbao picks up the ball. But he's still got one jersey to get around, and there goes Baldo Palmonique. And we've got an umpire's whistle right there, a little bit of a bad ride-off. Gaston Dorniak doing duties with Marco Zanetti, and Gaston Dorniak right behind the play there. So the umpire's discussing the ball placement. 4 things that determine ball placement is the danger or severity of the infraction that took place, and then the location of the players on the field. And an example of that would be is if a player gets fouled, how many players were in front? How many players did he have to pass through in order to even get a shot on goal, maybe a run down the field, or a pass to a teammate? And then the third thing is where the location of the infraction took place on the field. So that makes a difference of, if this foul happened about 90 yards out, and that's why it's 60-yard shot, 40-yard shot. This is a penalty 3, and the drone flying right behind, so you can see the marks on the field. So Robbie Bilbao is going to do honors here for the Elipse Polo team. Here is Robbie. Up in the air, through the goal, no problem, into the wind. So Robbie Bilbao putting the 3rd goal for Elipse Polo on the scoreboard. Taking them ahead by 2 goals. Beverly Equestrian, the first to score here in the first period, and 3 unanswered goals by Elipse Polo. Wow. But a nice game so far. Players are hitting, players are running. Looks a little bit better than 8 goal, and here comes Bilbao stealing the ball on the near side, riding off Signs. Bilbao does come out with it, sending it down to Santi Gonzalez. Santi Gonzalez, let's watch this little man take the ball to goal. Santi Gonzalez going to goal. Can he finish the play? Unable to keep it going on the field, and that ball's going to travel over the back line to the right. And we've got a whistle here. I believe we've got a safety penalty 6 going on. And for you newcomers to Chucker TV and the world of polo, that ball is brought out 60 yards where it went over the back line. And, of course, the defending team, if they hit it over the back line, it's like a corner kick in soccer. So Elipse Polo will have a 60-yard shot at a little bit of an angle, not too much of an angle, but they also have the wind at their back. So this is an advantage right here. These balls traveling up to speeds of 120 miles an hour. However, that wind might add a little bit of extra speed, at least going to the west in the case of this shot. Here is Robbie Bilbao. On the ground, straight on through. Beverly Equestrian unable to stop that goal. So Elipse Polo doing numbers here early in this game. Score of 4-1 in favor of Elipse Polo. This is the first time we've seen the Elipse Polo team. Beverly Equestrian, of course, played in the Aspen Valley Cup, the first 8-goal tournament at Grand Champions Polo Club. Elipse Polo, new. Glad to have them here. And Marco Soneto would like a clean lineup. And once again, Bilbao wins the bowl in. Santi Gonzalez up front doing wonders with the ball right here, taking it around out in front of the bowl in, ridden off by Bilbao House. And a whistle will go, I believe, riding into the shot over there on the far side, or possible reaching on Santi Gonzalez, I think was the call. Reaching. He was ridden off, reached down in front of Catherine Brensel's horse. Danger there is tripping the horse with a mallet. So not allowed reaching in front of an opponent's Polo pony. Hilario Figueres is going to approach the ball and send it downfield. Only 2 green shirts down there, and Figueres tries to reach Bilbao House. However, Robbie Bilbao reads that play. He's going to turn it to the outside and then bring it back towards the inside. He's got a teammate calling for it right there and unable to get it to Baldo. However, Signs is in on the action. Signs called for to hit it by Bilbao House. Bilbao House on the move, but Robbie Bilbao's going back as well. Ball's going to stay on the field, forcing somebody to hit a back shot, and Robbie Bilbao is going to turn that ball underneath his horse's neck, forcing Bellhouse to get out of the way and clear, and Hilario Figueres, the ball's deflected. He picks it up, going to take it away from the goal to get a near side back shot. Signs turns on the line of the ball, and we've got a whistle right there, and I think that's a great call right there. And a little bit of a delayed whistle. The Elipse Polo player came over in front of Signs on that play. Umpire's waiting to see if Signs picked up the ball and came out with the advantage, which he did not. So now a penalty 2, 30-yard undefended penalty shot in favor of Beverly Equestrian. So Beverly Equestrian in green, Elipse Polo in white. Score of 4-1. Hilario Figueres teeing up the ball. And I wonder whose horses Marco Soneto is riding. With those orange leg wraps, I would have to guess it's Robbie Bilbao's. So Hilario Figueres doing a wide circle. We'll see if he approaches the ball at a canter, or does he check down and hit this. Looks like he's going to do it at a canter. Penalty 2. Nice easy swing. Sends it right on through, giving Beverly Equestrian the second goal of the game for them. So not a hot day here today. A little bit overcast, a little bit cloudy. We'd like the rain to stay away. We had some sprinkles here about 10 minutes before game time, and we will do our second courtesy horse change while we're here. Other teams in this bracket for Elipse Polo is Amista Polo, and they have played one game so far. Hope Arellano, Lucas Arellano, Aiden Meeker, and Hugo Lorette, and they were victorious over Beverly Equestrian by a score of 8-4. So Beverly Equestrian surely would like to win this game today to stay in this tournament. The other team in this bracket is Santa Rita. Fran Spinacci, Pablo Spinacci, Antonio Aguirre, and Mateus McDonough. And they had their first game yesterday morning at 10 o'clock. And they were runners-up in that game by a score of 8-3. So this bracket 1 on the left-hand side, if Elipse Polo can pull this off today, that would give Beverly Equestrian a record of 0-2. And, of course, that would be a big gain for Beverly Equestrian needing to stay in this tournament. All the players are back. Marco Soneto lines them up on the far side, and they'll be over here the second half on this side a little bit closer. And Ignacio Signs comes out with it with an offside back shot. Hilario Figueres turns on it. He's got to play the near side, and he does. Hilario Figueres still on the ball. Hilario working that ball. He knows he can't swing. He would get hooked. Hilario still stride for it. And Louis Ticklock gets a hook on him. Devilac is his name. French, a little hard to pronounce. We'll call him Louis here from now on. And here is Baldo trying to reach Robbie, But Figueres is up there. Figueres going to take the ball forward, then attempt a near side back shot, but the ball rolls forward. Out of his pony, Robbie Bilbao working the ball on the near side with a man on his right hip. Here is Bilbao. Bilbao still carrying the ball on the near side, trying to get rid of Signs, but unable to do so, and Signs picks up the ball. Signs going for goal. Signs going to check down. Bilbao's going to come in front, ride him off. Figueres is going to go to the center of the field, calling for a pass. Oh, tough luck right there. Ball's deflected off of Bilbao's horse. And Signs comes in. And we've got a whistle, and that one was pretty easy to see right there. Signs should have stayed near side on that play. So I believe we are going to have a penalty 5B from the spot in favor of Elipse Polo. Umpires call play. Elipse Polo didn't want to tee the ball up. Robbie Bilbao is satisfied with the way the ball is laying on the field. So Bilbao hits one down the field, and looking for Santi Gonzalez. A nice approach shot to the right-hand side of the goal. Can a white shirt get there? No. Figueres backs it out of there right to Signs. Signs, a 5-goal player. Signs coming in, trying to do some magic to get around Baldo. Signs sends it back up to Figueres, but the ball's in a little bit of the center of the field. Bilbao House can't quite get a handle on it, and Bilbao's going to pick it up. Bilbao going to ride off. Figueres, ball picked back up by Signs. Elipse Polo has to give way right here. Signs and Figueres communicating. Signs drops it off. Going to run interference for Figueres. Figueres choosing to take it back towards center. Figueres hammers one down to Catherine Brentzel. Can Catherine get over to it? She's called off by Bellhouse, and neither one of them go to it. But Figueres picks up the shot. Figueres going towards, or that's Catherine Brentzel, excuse me, and she just misses the ball just a little bit wide. Right there to the left-hand side. What a nice attempt by Catherine. Let's give credit where credit is due. So we'll have a knock-in by Elipse Polo with 45 seconds left on the clock. We're going to get this knock-in in, and we have in Bilbao, sending it over to Santi Gonzalez. Santi Gonzalez goes from the near side to the offside. Doesn't affect the play, and Signs picks the ball up. Santi Gonzalez still riding him off on the left-hand side, and Signs brings the ball back. Baldo comes in, but Figueres steals the ball away from everybody. A little flip shot towards the back to Signs. Signs going to try and get rid of Louis. Louis, big, tall player, playing the back position, and here comes Bilbao. Bilbao looking for room to work. Figueres has to give way. Bilbao sends it back down the field, looking to gain a little bit of real estate before the second horn, and that's where it's going to end right here in front of us with a score of 4-2 in favor of Elipse Polo over Beverly Equestrian. And you were watching the Top Pony 8 goal here live from South Florida on Chucker TV. Hello once again, everyone, and welcome back to Wellington, Florida for the Top Pony 8 goal. We are currently playing right now, hosted by the Grand Champions Polo Club, and Grand Champions Polo Club hosting a number of tournaments. I heard 19 tournaments this year. So a lot of polo to be played throughout the season. Season goes till the end of May. And right now we have 3 tournaments going on at the same time. You're watching the Top Pony 8 goal. We also have the 6 goal going on. And there's a game there at 1 o'clock. It will not be broadcast. Then don't forget, this afternoon, another game in the $100,000 World Cup. Single game elimination, winner take all by Audi. So waiting on the players to return to the field. We'll start with a bowl in off of Marcos Oneto, one of the 2 mounted officials. And Beverly Equestrian in green took an early lead with scoring the first goal. And then 3 unanswered goals by Elipse Polo. And Elipse Polo now leading 4-2. So let's see if Beverly Equestrian can get back in. They desperately need a win today, as they were not victorious in their first game. Marcos Neto, the ball's on the ground and in play. Santi Gonzalez gets a little piece of it. Now, Signs gets the ball handed off by Bill Ballhouse, and a pass sent back up to Ballhouse, but unable to reach back and retrieve the ball, and here comes Signs. Signs in. Baldo has to get out of the way. Santi Gonzalez. Ball not quite passing his stirrup, and Robbie Bilbao with a nice near side back shot over to Baldo. Baldo Palmonique sends it over to the center. Catherine Brentzel on it. Gets a little piece of it. Santi Gonzalez unable to carry it forward, and a nice little tail shot there by Elipse Polo, but Hilario Figueres picking up the loose ball. Hilario Figueres trying to get around and outrun Bilbao. Now Nico Signs comes back, retrieves it. Bilbao going to stay with him. Signs sends the ball back over to Figueres, but Baldo is there picking up the loose ball. Bill Ballhouse is going to come in behind. Figueres is going to stay with him. 2 white jerseys right behind. Ballhouse got to pick up one of them. Ballhouse going to Louis, but Robbie Bilbao drops back, trying to navigate around 2 green shirts there. He's got 9 goals to get by. He sends a pass down to Santi Gonzalez. Santi Gonzalez and Catherine Brentzel up there. Santi Gonzalez rides off Brentzel, tries to put it in there, and we've got an umpire's whistle on that play. Not sure exactly what happened there, but something didn't look quite right with those 2 players up there, and a possible sandwich down there by the goal. So we'll see what the umpires decide. And nope, it's going to go in favor of Beverly Equestrian. Figueres putting the ball back in play. Oh, and he loses it. And here comes Baldo and Figueres on the near side, bringing it back our way. Figueres once again unable to control the ball, and here comes Baldo. Baldo working it back towards goal, trying to get around Signs. Signs has to clear the right of way, leaving it for Bilbao. Baldo's going to run an interference for Signs, take him out of the play. Robbie Bilbao tries it on the near side and just wide. What a nice attempt by the Elipse Polo team. Wide to the left, so Figueres, let's see if he can make some contact and get this ball on down the field to some teammates. Into the wind, I might add. So Signs going to stay back with him this time in case that same thing happens. But Figueres on the move, hitting that bouncing ball. Deflected a little bit off of Bilbao. Wasn't sure if that was his arm or his pony, but anyhow, here comes Figueres. Figueres still working the ball, and that ball is going to hop over the boards. And we will have a change of possession play right here in favor of Elipse Polo. So Robbie Bilbao not liking that. We'll do our courtesy horse change right here while we have 3:47 left on the clock. So when we come back, Elipse Polo will put this ball back in play. Good close-up look right here at all the players. And as I mentioned earlier, first time I have seen the Elipse Polo team, and actually you too. So Robbie Bilbao going to put it back in, and we had a little bit of a collision right there between players. So looks like Louis Beverly is going to need some extra time.
I couldn't see it.
No. So a little extra time here. Just got stung right there. Horse's head into the arm, I do believe. So Louis needing a little extra time. And don't forget our halftime breakdown. We'll have Marco Zanetto over here to see how things are going inside the boards. And we'll have the paramedic come out and check Louis. So we're going to cut away to a commercial break, and we'll come back when we are ready for action, continuing here in the third checker of play. Welcome back, everyone. Looks like our players are mounting up. Louis Devillet needing a little extra time there. So we will start with a change of possession play. Everybody's mounted up. This gave a chance for players to communicate amongst the team, to change things around a little bit if they need to. And Louis looks like he's back in the saddle. Doing well. Glad he's okay. And thank you all for joining us on Chucker TV today. Glad to have you. Glad to see people watching. So Hilario Figueres getting a chance to talk with Dad, Nacho Figueres. And it looks like these teams will line back up. Louis, I think, got stepped on when he tried to get remounted, is what the word is. From the sidelines, anyhow, and Robbie Bilbao is going to put the ball back in play. Here is Bilbao. Tries to send a little pass over to Baldo, but Baldo unable to receive that pass, and Nico Sainz going to send a pass up to Bill Bauhaus. Here's Bill Bauhaus. Bill carrying the ball down the field. Bill still on it. Bill keep the ball to the right. Followed up by Catherine Brensel, and Catherine sends it a little bit too far, and Baldo with a nice back shot. Picked up by Nico Sainz, and Nico, the highest rated player on the field today, equal with Robbie Bilbao, however. Both of them 5-goal players. Ball goes across the field, and Santi Gonzalez with a wild neck shot over there, but the umpires say play on. Figueres turns the ball back underneath. He's got the goal to his left. He's got to work it towards center and tries a neck shot, but it's deflected off a pony, and Sainz going to pick up the loose ball. Sainz going to try and do the same thing. He sends a worm burner towards goal, and that ball is rolling towards the left, just wide to the left, missing the left goal post by about 6 feet. Right there. So the goal judge put the ball down, and at this time we'll have our courtesy horse change with 2:33 left to score a 4-2 in favor of white team Elipse Polo. So not too hot. We hope the rain stays away. As I mentioned, we had a little sprinkle before the game started. Had to bring things in, had to cover up a few cameras, put our clipboards away, but now just windy, and it looks like the rain clouds have gone to another area. Chucker TV, the only free live broadcasting company around, making them the leaders in polo broadcasting. So what a privilege you have of watching polo on Chucker TV. So the umpires call play. Santiago Gonzalez, the last on the field. He returns, and here comes Baldo Palmanique, trying to work the ball down the field. Tops it a little bit. Picked up by Nico Sainz. Sainz still on the ball, leaving it for Robbie Bilbao. Robbie Bilbao hits one down the field. First going to arrive to it is going to be Hilario Figueres. Hilario with a back shot. And we've got an umpire's whistle. Bill Bauhaus jumping on that right away. Santiago Gonzalez coming in front, causing the umpires to blow their whistle and award a penalty 5B in favor of Beverly Equestrian. Hilario Figueres will tee up the ball. Going to your right, back into the wind. So the wind, a big factor in today's game. Hilario sends a worm burner down the field. Robbie Bilbao reads the play. Going to go back and get the ball, and he's got a lot of room to turn right here. And Santiago Gonzalez breaking downfield, but Catherine Brensel is going to cover him up, and Bilbao on the move, being chased by Nico Sainz. 2 5-goal players going at each other. Hilario Figueres, the ball passes his stirrup. He takes it forward 80 yards, so it's got to be a heck of a back shot unless he can turn it. And he does. He turns it, leaves Bilbao. Figueres still on the ball, has Bill Bauhaus out in front. Bill Bauhaus riding a player off, so Figueres can bring this ball back towards the center of the field. Now Bauhaus all alone, And a nice pass by Figueres. Billhouse unable to pick up the ball. But Robbie Bilbao, he brings it. He's going to turn it. And we've got an umpire's whistle right here. This is an interesting call. And for you at home, do you have a right-of-way violation on green or do you have turning on white? And my guess would be turning against white, as the right-of-way was not clear when Nico Sainz came in to play the ball. The rear end quarters of Bilbao's horse still in that right-of-way with an established player parallel to the line of the ball coming down the right-of-way. So a penalty 3 in favor of Beverly Equestrian. Score of 4-2. This would make it 4-3 should Hilario Figueres be able to put this ball where it counts and put one on the board. So penalty 3s, penalty 2s maybe not so much of a factor hitting into the wind. Penalty 4s, penalty 6s certainly are. So here is Hilario Figueres going to take this 40-yard undefended penalty 3. Let's watch Hilario. Hilario puts it on through, tightening up that scoreboard. That is Hilario's second goal of the game. Other goal, a penalty 2 from 30 yards undefended. So 1:10 left on the clock. Counting down before our halftime, and actually the clock had a little bit of a quirk in it. Keep on going, keep on going. So a little bit of a technical error right there, and the umpires have it sorted out as well as the timekeeper. Ball's bowled back in, and Nico Sainz with the back shot, but it's into Bilbao's horse. Rolls forward. Sainz able to keep it going. Picks it up. Now he's got Bilbao on his hip. Catherine Brenzel's going to break downfield, and Figueres comes back to help out. Now drops the ball to Sainz. Sainz with a quick hit down the field, trying to outrun Bilbao. Catherine Brenzel on the move, being chased by Santiago Gonzalez. Catherine Brenzel with a nice shot, however, a little bit wide to the left, and that is going to be a knock-in for Elipse Polo. And there is our second horn of the first half, ending chukker number 3. So stay with us. We'll be back with the halftime breakdown with Marcos Aneto, and we've got 3 more chukkers to go with a score of 4-3 in favor of Beverly Equestrian here on Chukker TV. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Steve Lane, and I'm here with Marcos Hanedo, one of the officials umpiring today's game in the Top Pony 8 goal. And Marcos, we've got a few questions. How do you think things are going out there? This looks like a good 8-goal game in spite of the wind.
Hi Steve, how are you? Yeah, it's very windy, so it's very hard for them to communicate. It's been really even game. I think it's been played a lot in the midfield. There's a lot of broken plays, too many broken plays, so both teams, they can really open up the game. I think there was a very few goals from the field, I believe, only a couple, then penalties. But again, very strong defense on both of them. Very, very close game, and very, very good 8-goal game.
I agree. Very good 8-goal game. In fact, in spots, it looks like more like 12-goal polo.
Yeah, very fast.
So. Have the players asked any questions about any calls or anything yet so far?
No. Everybody's been quiet. It feels, I mean, Gaston is a great umpire, so I'm honored to be beside him. But everybody's been quiet. Nobody's been arguing in any place. So again, basically, it's a lot of broken plays, and they cannot. Both teams are not very accurate with the passing, so they cannot get the game to open up. Also a lot of breakaways, missed breakaways. But other than that, it's been very tight because of both of the strong defense on both teams. So.
Okay, and it looks like it's pretty even on fouls. Both teams kind of committing the same.
Yes, pretty even. So
one team not taking advantage too much of the other.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Okay, yeah. The horses. How about the horses? The horses look great for 8-goal polo, I gotta say.
Yeah, there's some very nice, handy horses. There's a lot of ball turning here because I feel like they have plenty of time to do that. But you can see some very talented and handy horses out there. Yeah.
Okay, there you have it from inside the boards from Marcos Hanedo. He's got first-class action right out there, bringing it to you live here on Checker TV. Marcos, thank you for joining us. We always appreciate your input, and we look forward to seeing you in the future at more games.
Right,
Stay with us. We'll be right back for the second half on Checker TV. I didn't hear a countdown, did you, Steph? Countdown. And Baldo trying to get away from Signs. Signs turns the ball back towards the inside. Baldo's going to go back after him. Here is Signs trying to stay away from Baldo, but Robbie Bilbao going to pick up the loose ball. Bilbao on the hunt, bringing it down the field here right in front of us on the right-hand side. Wow, look at that pony check down on his haunches right there. Bilbao flips it to the outside. Figueres got a turn on that ball, but gets whistled for his efforts. So a center hit in favor of Elipse Polo. Marco Soneto will put one down in the center. And Bilbao will put the ball back in play. And Kale, this is a pretty good tournament. This is only the third game in this tournament, but Beverly Equestrian needs to win this game in order to stay alive.
That's correct. They lost their first game, and this is a very important one for the Beverly squad.
So here's Bilbao hitting towards goal on the near side. Signs riding with him hard. Oh, and a goal right there by Bilbao, giving him his fourth goal of the game. All the other three on penalty shots, penalty 2, penalty 3, and then it's scoring on a safety as well. So Bilbao's first goal from the field, fourth goal of the day, fifth goal for the team, leading by 5-3 over Beverly Equestrian. So now the umpires will throw in from this side of the field, international rules. Swapping play right here in front of us. They'll move back towards us as the game goes on. And a little flip shot out to Bill Bauhaus. Bill Bauhaus being ridden by Robbie Bilbao. Bilbao goes for a near side tail shot. Nice tail shot. Signs reads it perfectly. So does Figueres. And look at the bump Figueres puts on Baldo. And now Signs picks up the ball. But Louis. Nice back shot by Louis Devilax. And Bilbao's going to come in. Reaches the ball out from underneath his horse neck. Got Santiago Gonzalez going to follow him up. Hilario Figueres is going to try and run down Signs. Misses the hook. Bilbao still out front. Another little piece of the ball. Here comes Santiago Gonzalez. Gonzalez, little help from the pony. Now on the near side, unable to control that bouncing ball. And Figueres is going to take it around to the right. Dangerously in front of the goal, working that bouncing ball up out of the air. And here comes Signs. Signs, 5-goal player. Santiago Gonzalez back there with him. Signs wants to hit a neck shot, but he doesn't have a right to, because that player has a right to be there on that side. Signs releases the ball, but Baldo gets a piece of it, and Signs sends it back up to Figueres. Figueres going into the wind on the offside. A high lofting shot. Is his horse going to outrun the ball? No, it stays on the field. And Baldo with a back shot. Robbie Bilbao turning on this. Now can Signs flip it underneath his horse's neck. Nico Signs now going to turn it back. Oh, and Robbie Bilbao comes in and lays a bump on him, and the whistle will sound. And it appears they are pointing in the direction for the favor of Beverly Equestrian. So the umpires having a little bit of a conversation over there. And of course the two big guns of the team, Robbie Bilbao and Nico Signs, in there as well. Hilario Figueres choosing to change horses. And Kale, I think you told me the other day that there is polo every day for the next 16 days. Is that correct?
Currently, we don't have anything scheduled on Saturday, but I got a 12-goal schedule coming out this week, so it's going to be heavy polo schedule coming up. We've got all different leagues going all at the same time, and we're going to do the draw for the Founders Cup, the second WPL tournament. We're going to do that this evening, so that schedule will be rolling out as well.
Ah, okay. Now, will that overlap with the $100,000 World Cup, or?
It will a little bit. We're going to try and start it later in the week once we have some of those teams that are out of the tournament. The finals of the 100K are going to be next weekend.
Okay, and we've got games on Monday and Tuesday.
We do.
So 3 days in a row for the $100,000 World Cup, and of course, Grand Champions Polo Club keeping high goal polo going, even on Mondays.
Even on Mondays, and I think we're going to have a 12-goal game on Monday as well. As I said, we're rolling out that 12-goal schedule. We got 4 teams in that. This is the Seabird Memorial.
A very prestigious tournament.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unfortunately, last year's winner, Nova, was unable to make it down. They entered the tournament, but he couldn't get out of Canada.
Ah, okay. That explains it. A lot of people stuck up north in the snow. So, Nico Sainz going to send a pass over to Hilario Figueres, but Robbie Bilbao is going to be the first to arrive on the scene and flip that ball on the near side. Sainz and Figueres both there. Bilbao, horse backs up a little bit. Balks on him, but Bilbao recovers quickly and nicely, sending a pass over to Louis Devillet, but ball didn't pass the stirrup, and here's Santiago Gonzalez. Catherine Brensel there for the hook, and here comes Louis Devillet. A nice hit on, a little help from his pony on the left front foot. Here comes Louis on the near side, and Nico Sainz going to check down. Look at all the great ponies, 3 great ponies out there, 2 great ponies out there, and a nice shot. Here is Baldo. Neutralized by Bilbao. Catherine Brensel comes through and hits a nice shot downfield over on the left-hand side, being ridden by Louis Devillet. Catherine Brensel still on that nice paid pony, and here comes Hilario Figueres. Hilario Figueres with a shot on goal. That ball rolls just to the left. Will it stay on the field? And no, it has crossed that back line.
You know, I got to say, Catherine Brensel is doing an amazing job out there. Even since the first game in the Aspen Valley 8-goal, she's improved quite a bit.
You know, that's a good point. I kind of neglected to see that. But, yeah, she's out front. She's hitting the ball a lot better. She's riding men a lot better. So this 8-goal is certainly helping her polo game.
That's correct.
All right, here is Baldo Pomonique carrying the ball down the field. Nico Sainz in hot pursuit. Baldo unable to control that bounce ball here, and here comes Figueres back in front of Santiago Gonzalez. Look at that great pony turn. A handy pony by Hilario Figueres. Hilario Figueres, attempted hook by Gonzalez. Figueres still on the ball, being ridden by Bilbao. Figueres has the leg, but he's going to choose to slow it down and turn back towards the inside, maybe go towards the outside. Notice the umpire's right there on top of the play. Santiago Gonzalez jumped on the line, but Bilbao comes in, gives a little flip shot back to Gonzalez. Gonzalez leaves it for Bilbao, but Nico Sainz picks up the ball, and wow, what a polo game we've got going on here. These teams back and forth, up and down the field. Nico Sainz carrying the ball back into the wind towards the east end. Going to check down and try and get to the inside. Bilbao's going to come back and mark Sainz. Where is Figueres? Figueres down in front, being ridden by Louis Devillet. Sainz sends a shot down the field towards the goal, but off to the right-hand side. Can Catherine Brensel get there first? No. Baldo picks it up, takes it towards the corner. Figueres comes in for a near side hook, neutralizes that play. Here comes Catherine Brensel and Louis Devillet and Robbie Bilbao. First to turn on that short back shot. Picked up by Nico Sainz. Nico Sainz in the corner. Heard the first horn, knows he's got 30 seconds to work. Gets free from Bilbao. Carried it back towards center, trying to get around Santiago Gonzalez. And I believe Santiago was going from left to right. A little right-of-way violation right there. That is going to end the 4th period of play. So when we come back, we'll see what the umpires have decided and called, and possibly start with a penalty shot here live from Wellington, Florida on Chucker TV. Welcome back once again, everyone, to Chucker TV. I'm Steve Lane, and I'm here with Cale Newman. And we have played 4 periods so far in the 3rd game of the Top Pony 8 goal. And a little bit of breakdown. Beverly Equestrian with a score of 3 goals right now. 1 by Nico Sainz in the first, and 2 by Figueres. A penalty 2 in the second, and a penalty 3 in the third, for a total of 3 goals for them. And for Elipse Polo, winning right now in the first period, a goal by Baldo Palmonique and Robbie Bilbao on a penalty 2. And then in the second chucker, Robbie Bilbao with a penalty 3 and a penalty 6. Unable to score in the 3rd period, and then Bilbao puts 1 through in the 4th period, giving them a total of 5. Here is Hilario Figueres as we ended chucker number 4 on the umpire's whistle. And Figueres is going to put that one through on a penalty 2 to bring his team within 1, trailing by 1 goal behind in this 3rd game of the Top Pony 8 goal. So don't forget to join us this afternoon at 4 o'clock for another game in the $100,000 World Cup, and Cale and I will get into that when we have a break in the action. Gaston Dorniak puts the ball back in play. Santiago Gonzalez with a little bit of a piece of it. And both players in there sword fighting for it. Figueres hits it right back to Bilbao. Figueres whistled for his efforts. Uneven ride-off on this play. Gaston Dorniak going to explain that call very quickly. Figueres, I'm not sure if he accepted or not, but at least he rides off. So, a spot hit here, Cale, in favor of Elipse Polo. So the umpires call play, and Nico Sainz going to put the ball back in play. Robbie Bilbao going downfield, and a nice line drive down the field over to the right-hand side, but it looks like Nico Sainz going to be the first for a back shot offside, taking it out of danger, but Bilbao picks up the ball, now carrying it towards goal. Offside, near side, still on the field, now over the back line. So a missed opportunity there by the 5-goal player going into the wind, and Beverly Equestrian will be taking a knock in. Figueres brings it back in, got Sainz on his left, but Figueres is going to choose to the right. Now Sainz going to drop in behind, but it's picked up by Baldo. And then Figueres, a little bit of ping pong play back and forth there. Figueres still on the ball on the right hand side, being ridden off by Bilbao. And here comes Louis Devillet back on the back. Can he get a back shot off? No, but he's followed up by an opponent, Nico Sainz, taking the ball towards goal. He's got Bill Bellhouse out front. Bill Bellhouse going to drop in behind, and Nico Sainz carrying that ball right on through. And what a nice play by Beverly Equestrian.
What a shot there by Nico Sainz. He's doing a great job here. You know, a little bit of a lineup change for this Beverly team. I know Will Ballhouse had a concussion just under 2 weeks ago, so he's still not cleared to play, so they had to make a little bit of a lineup change, put in Bill and Nico to make the handicaps work, and Nico's doing a really great job out there with this team.
Yeah, it absolutely looks like. And, of course, Bill's made some good plays, too.
Yeah, Bill's a strong player.
Yeah. So, and we're glad to see Bill playing today. Bill, and
we'll see him again on Tuesday in the $100,000 World Cup.
Tuesday, tomorrow, 2 days from now. Yes. Okay. Well, here is Baldo Palmonique taking the ball towards goal. He'd like to answer that last goal from Beverly Equestrian. Baldo right on through the uprights. The score was even. Now that puts Elipse Polo up by 1 with the score of 6-5. So Elipse Polo answering the goal from Figueres and putting them back to a lead of 1 goal, 6-5. And we'll see if we do our courtesy horse change here or not. It is a nice, cool day, and yes, absolutely. Let's talk about the $100,000 World Cup here a little bit, Cale.
Yeah, so this afternoon, Steve, at 4 p.m., we have Dundas taking on Santa Rita. Dundas, that is a really fun-looking team. 3 Obregon brothers, and they're going to play with Toli Ujoa today. That was given to me last night. They gave me that lineup change, and the cool thing about the $100,000 World Cup is it's a 0-40, so there's really no limitations on substitutions. that's going to be a really fun team, and they're going to play against another really interesting team of Santa Rita with Paquito de Narvaez, Torito Ruiz, Juan Martin Zubia, and Alejandro Navijo Estrada.
Wow, so a few goals on handicap here.
Yeah.
Going on.
It's going to be an interesting game. I'm excited to see it. And then, of course, on Tuesday, on Monday, rather, tomorrow, we've got Richard Mill playing against Performance Polo, which is another one of those really well-rounded teams with Tommy Collingwood, Santi Torres, Pecco Pajedo, and Carlitos Crescita.
Wow, okay. Yeah, I'm liking that team too.
Yeah, no, there's some really fun teams in this 100K this year. I'm really excited. In the past, there's been a lot of kind of higher level and lower level teams. This year, they're all pretty much right around the same handicap. Only a couple goals will be given, but it's going to make for great competition.
Okay, we're back in action right here, and Baldo wins that bowl in right there. Going to try and hit a shot downfield, but unable to get there, and Hilario Figueres wants to do a back shot, has to wait for players to clear. Signs back in there, and so is Baldo and Signs come together. The umpires see something. We heard 2 whistles go off right here, and a possible riding underneath the swing. So Gaston Dorniak, Marcos Aneto doing the umpire duties out there this afternoon. That play was at a walk. Nobody downfield for a hit, so gaining just a little bit of real estate on this penalty shot. So penalty 5B from the center. Figueres has been taking all the penalty shots, even the open goals, and at this particular shot, he will have the wind at his back with 3:02. Trailing by 1, Beverly Equestrian is. Beverly Equestrian in green, Elipse Polo in white. Beverly Equestrian's second game, Elipse Polo, their first game. So working pretty well as a team. I like the rotation. Like Santiago Gonzalez staying up front, and of course Catherine Brenzel has been doing a great job of staying with him. Hilario Figueres, what's he going to do? He's going to send it on down the field on the ground, looking for a green jersey down there, but Robbie Bilbao pops out in front of everybody. Robbie Bilbao looks over his shoulder, has Nico Signs on his left, going to do a tight turn, bringing it back towards the right, here towards the outside. Robbie Bilbao out front, not on a breakaway, but hitting the shot down the field, puts it on Hilario Figueres near side. Hilario with a nice near side back shot. Here comes Baldo Palmonique, trying to go ahead of Nico Signs, and a tail shot called for, and a tail shot hit right over here by the boards. Bill Bellhouse out front. Robbie Bilbao sends it back over into the center of the field, looking for Baldo with a near side neck shot. It deflects off the pony, and it's good to give Nico Signs the line and the right away. And Nico Signs checks down, grabs leather. Hilario Figueres falling in behind. Nico Signs trying to outrun, and he does outrun and avoid the hook of Baldo. Nico Signs is going to check down. Louis Palmonique's going to keep on going. Bilbao looking for the whistle. The whistle doesn't come. Figueres picks up the loose ball behind the other 3 players. Figueres still on the move, got Robbie Bilbao on his hip, goes for a neck shot, and that ball hops just as soon as he gets to the bottom of his swing. And here comes Baldo Palmonique turning tightly. Look at that handy chestnut pony right there. Nico Signs has to clear the right away. Does a near side back shot because the ball passed the stirrup directly on his near side. Robbie Bilbao goes back and retrieves the loose ball. Bilbao looking for a teammate to pass to. He's going to send it over to Louis Devillet. Louis unable to connect. Figueres with a little bit of a back shot, and Baldo picks it back up, being chased by Hilario Figueres. And here comes Ballhouse. He gets a little piece of it, but Bilbao, he's the big gun on this Elipse team. He's going to turn the ball underneath his horse's neck. Nico Signs is going to stay with him. Little cat and mouse over there on the far boards, and there is Baldo Palmonique looking for players to go down the field, looking for a clear shot, and he hits a shot down to Robbie Bilbao. What a pinpoint pass by Elipse Polo. Santiago Gonzalez helps carry it along, and Robbie Bilbao is going to finish up the play with a goal on the near side with a player on his hip. There's our first horn. That's going to end the 5th period of play with a score of 7-5 in favor of Elipse Polo. They are in white here on Chucker TV. Welcome back, everyone, to live action. All 8 players, 2 umpires on the field. Gaston Dorniak gives the ball back to the players. Catherine Brenzel tries to reach out and get it, but Figueres, he's got a wingspan of on him about 8 feet, so he comes up with that loose ball, tapping the ball out of the air, but loses it to Baldo Pomanique. Robbie Bilbao has to turn around and go back and get it. Robbie Bilbao puts it on the side of Figueres. Figueres rides Bilbao off. Now Bilbao comes back with a ride off of his own. Both of them playing a little cat and mouse. Who's got the bigger horse with the bigger push? And it looks like Ballhouse and Nico Sainz. Nico Sainz with a near side back shot to Figueres. Figueres on the offside. Now the near side, working both sides of the pony. Figueres momentarily loses the ball, and it's picked up by Baldo. Baldo along the far boards. Nico Sainz in front. Bill Ballhouse is going to go back to cover up Santiago Gonzalez, but Baldo Pomanique trying to get around some green jerseys over there. Baldo still working the ball along the boards. Baldo now with the next shot, sends it over to the center just a little bit, but Figueres is there, and Robbie Bilbao going to come in on the near side. Nico Sainz going to carry the ball across the field, back over to Figueres. Figueres able to get on the offside, doesn't get the shot off he wanted, and Sainz is going to come back in and play cleanup. Sainz underneath the horse of Baldo. Sainz walking it forward. Now told to use it by the umpire. We could hear that. In spite of the wind, he leaves it momentarily. And Hilario Figueres comes in. Robbie Bilbao has to meet that ball 100% directly on the line. Was unable to do so. That's why the whistle did not go off. But Sainz on the line of the ball on this one and catches Santiago Gonzalez across the right of way. Just caught. Wrong place, wrong time. So we'll have a center hit in favor of Beverly Equestrian with 4:50 left on the clock. And Cale, we got cut off when we were talking about the $100,000 World Cup, but tomorrow Richard Mille plays Performance Polo. Now you went over that Performance Polo team, but Richard Mille is Mark Ganzi, Perotto, Hedda Castanola, and Lolo back on the field. And Richard Mille played yesterday, and congratulations to them. But I think the thing is Mark Ganzi and Perotto, opponents yesterday, teammates tomorrow.
It's going to be an exciting game, that's for sure. The 2 great teams in the 100K that we get to see tomorrow. You know, Monday Polo, it's always a little, you know, you're not really sure if you want to go out and watch a game, but tune in at your house. 4 o'clock, that game's going to move to 4 o'clock tomorrow, actually, instead of 3.
Okay, just a great heads up by Cale Newman, the polo manager of the Grand Champions Polo Club. So tomorrow, 4 o'clock, another game in the $100,000 World Cup winner-take-all tournament hosted by the Grand Champions Polo Club. And back to live action, Hilario Figueres, 2 goals behind here in the 6th checker with 4:25 left on the clock. Drops it off to Nico Signs, and what a tough break. Nico wanting to shoot for goal up to Catherine Brenzel, but hits it off to the left, and Robbie Bilbao able to get there and turn the ball underneath this horse's neck. Signs going to stay with him. Signs has to clear the right of way. Now Bilbao puts the ball back over on the far side of the field, and here comes Baldo Palmonique. Baldo with a little shot on the near side, followed up by Louis Devilat. Louis gets a piece of it, hits the bouncing ball out of the air. Louis still on it. A nice shot downfield. Here he comes. He's got to get around Hilario Figueres. He puts it up in front of Hilario on the offside, so Hilario able to go back and make a play on the ball. Hilario takes it to the far corner. Hilario needs to not take too much time as the clock is not on the side of Beverly Equestrian. Nico Signs going to send it back down the boards to Figueres. Figueres able to come in and play the offside. Figueres still, he avoids the hook of Bilbao. Figueres on the move. Louis going to try and run him down. Look at Louis Devila staying with Hilario Figueres. Hilario with a little pop fly. Will that ball settle? Little help from the pony, but Bilbao able to check down and clear the ball out from in front of the goal. Bilbao on the move. Hasn't got a green jersey around him at all, but now he's going to check down, let the ball settle, and turn it back towards the inside. Keeping the ball just out of reach of everybody, but Nico Signs comes in for a right-off and a near-side back shot. Too bad Figueres couldn't turn on that play. The ball was deflected, and we've got a little break in the action here as 2 ponies came together and maybe a little bit of a broken bridle right here. So we will take a break in the action. Stay with us when we come back with 250 is score 5-7 in favor of Elipse. Welcome back, everybody, and the players just finishing up the last courtesy horse change here in regulation time. Anyhow, so just waiting on a couple of Beverly Equestrian players to come back. The Elipse team is having a powwow out there while they're waiting, saying, hey guys, let's do this, let's do that. We've got 250 left, and we can possibly win this game. So we also have a game on Tuesday in the $100,000 World Cup. That's
Yeah, we got Beverly Equestrian, Bill Ballhouse, Lucas Diaz Alberti, Tolito Ocampo, and Hilario Figueres taking on Great Oaks, which is Dylan Bacon, Facundo Gerente, Clemente Zavaleta, and Nacho Navizo Estrada.
So, 6 games to be played, not counting the finals in the $100,000 World Cup. And, of course, that tournament resurrected once again by the Grand Champions Polo Club. And there we just had a example of a fair play bowl-in because Elipse Polo had the ball when the timeout was needed. So this is a new rule this year, and Elipse Polo doesn't win the bowl-in. They're given the bowl-in, and Santiago Gonzalez carries the ball down, but it's picked up by Hilario Figueres. Figueres and Gonzalez in there. Figueres allowing Gonzalez to clear. Leaves the ball for Nico Signs. Nico Signs, a little bit of a tap, and then told to use it. Back up to Figueres, but Baldo is going to win the ride-off and win the play. Here is Robbie Bilbao. Robbie Bilbao tries to get out in front of Figueres, and he's done. He's got him beat by 2 horse lengths, now stretching out. But Nico signs back there and does an offside back shot, but nobody home. Who's the first turn? But Baldo. Baldo into Catherine Brenzel's horse. Nico signs going to be able to pick this ball up. Nico, a nice shot downfield. Can Catherine Brenzel, look at her, Cale. We just talked about her, how much better she's riding and hitting the ball. And I hope I didn't jinx her on that play. She got a little piece of it. Figueres going to turn back on this play. Signs, Bilbao right there. Signs trying to create way for Figueres, but Figueres chooses to go the other way. Can't get that ball out of the air. Santiago Gonzalez comes in, gets a little piece of it. Figueres allowing Gonzalez to clear. Figueres wanted the whistle on that play, but his team does end up with it, so the umpires play the advantage on that play. Signs sending it back up to Figueres. Figueres being waited on by Bilbao. In Bilbao, they separate. Able for him to do a near side back shot. Back over to Baldo. Baldo Pomanique sends it up to Robbie Bilbao. Robbie Bilbao with those orange leg wraps on the move. And actually, that is Louis. Louis taking it downfield, but Louis Devil unable to keep control of it. Now Bilbao is going to turn on this tail shot. Bilbao going to work it towards goal. Signs comes in, can't get a back shot off. Look at Santi Gonzalez falling behind. Bilbao picks up the deflection off a pony. Bilbao still turning it back towards the right. Bilbao with an open cut shot on goal. It's deflected off of a pony. Still on the field. And it looks like Louis Develas puts that ball on through, and we'll see if we did hear a whistle on that play. We'll see if the umpires count the goal or not. The first horn has already gone, and it looks like that goal will not count, as there was a foul in doing so. 13 seconds left on the clock before the second horn. Catherine Brenzel. And a nice shot by Bilbao. And Signs is going to go back and retrieve that back shot, but players cantering around now as the clock is counting down. And that is our second horn, ending the third game of the Top Pony 8 goal. And I want to thank Cale. Thank you for joining me here for the second half. And we hope to do this again in the future.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Steve. And I like being back on the mic.
Well, you sound good on the mic. You ought to do it more often.
Thank you, man.
So anyhow, folks, thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned with us at 4 o'clock this afternoon for another game in the $100,000 World Cup live on Chucker TV, hosted by the Grand Champions Polo Club. Take care and hope to see you today at 4 o'clock.